Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 21st of March, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at currencies. Then we look at stock markets, commodities, some US tech, and we'll look at some FTSE stocks at the end. And we start with the dollar index moving down quite significantly here. So we're seeing here quite a change where we're just testing this support level. We're through on the cloud already on the daily chart. So the dollar is really potentially transitioning here. We don't have any downside targets activated yet here. We do on the shorter term chart. It'll be interesting to see whether we make new lows today. But we're actually just below the 100 level now, 99.99. And conversely, we're seeing that stronger chart in the euro. So we're seeing the euro breaking to new highs, just coming out of the cloud on the medium-term chart as well. But again, lots of still bearish downside long-term targets hanging over us. So it will be interesting to see whether this is the beginning of a change or whether this is just something short-lived. The longer-term trend normally wins, so we're still pretty bearish long-term. The Japanese yen has been rising against the dollar. This is, remember, the dollar falling here. So we're seeing that dollar weakness kicking through there. And in sterling as well, we're seeing here a bit of a resurgence in sterling prices too. But we're not through the cloud there yet. Looking at euro sterling, pretty flat the last few days, but overall it has improved slightly for sterling. And sterling Swiss, much the same picture. Sterling against the Australian dollar, 160.84. We're really just hovering around this 160 mark at the moment. So sterling not managing to rise there. Taking a look at the S&P 500, we see here we're bullish above the cloud. So still bullish for US stock market, and the Nasdaq. Still pretty bullish there. New upside targets here of about 1%, so that's pretty good. And the Dow we're seeing here is just holding on to its bullishness here, although just turning down a little bit. The Russell 2000 index not quite through the cloud on the short term, but we do have a new upside target of 5% is activated. So looking pretty good still. The futures are up. Both the S&P future and the Nasdaq E-mini are up just under 1/5%. So it does look like we might open slightly higher today. FTSE 100 is breaking to new highs, as is the FTSE 250 index. And we're seeing here the DAX is rising as well, and so we see a move there. The Nikkei 225 was closed yesterday for a holiday, just down slightly, down 1/3%. That stronger yen having a little bit of an impact. We have been going sideways for a few months now on the Nikkei, really, but it is still bullish above the cloud on all three time frames. Hang Seng is starting to motor, having broken to a new multi-week high, and we're seeing a big move there. And the Shanghai market also just getting stronger as well. India was down 1/3%, but is looking pretty good on all three time frames, and the Australian index is holding pretty well as well there. Brent crude is just making a transition back into bullish short term. Looks like we have found support on the cloud for the moment. This level here of about 51 is really critical now. We're at 52.14 this morning, and WTI is not quite back above the cloud, but is below the critically important 50 level, and we are seeing here that we are just below the cloud as well. So crude oil looking a bit less good than it has. And we look at nat gas recovering quite strongly, back above $3 at 309. Copper holding its bullishness as well. Softs generally have been looking pretty weak. We see here wheat below the cloud, corn just going a bit bearish short term. The long term charts are really not up to much. Taking a look at gold, we've pulled back just under 0.2%, so really not much this morning. We're holding on to the gains that we saw on gold. The key thing is, and we're finding some support on the cloud here, we do have these upside targets. This 1293, that's 5% upside from where we are now, and that would give us a new multi-month high, so that would be pretty key on gold. And if we look at silver, again, we're, as you'd expect, looking pretty similar. US government bonds, a 10-year yield, 2.48%, just holding in there. Apple looking bullish still, Google still looking bullish, Amazon as well, Facebook just marching up the hill there, Microsoft, and Nvidia staging a recovery, which is quite interesting. Taking a look at the FTSE 100, we'll start with the leaders. So we look at Barclays. Um, all the leaders here this morning. Leaders: Barclays up nearly 1.3%. Bunzl, Royal Mail, Centrica, London Stock Exchange Group, M&S. We're seeing Taylor Wimpey, Lloyd's, Shell, all looking quite good at the moment. The FTSE really driven a lot by these big players. So here we see BP. Uh, FTSE almost certainly will keep making record highs. A lot of their big stocks are looking good. The laggards today: Rio Tinto, BHP Billiton, Antofagasta, Glencore. You'll notice the theme here: resource stocks are falling, down about anywhere between 1 and 1.3%. So not so good there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.